Good evening and welcome. The September 23rd, 2025 meeting of the Marion County School Board is called to order. Mirroring and modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me. Thank you. Dr. Campbell, would you please read our board commitment statement?
With pleasure, Chair. Thank you. We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first. We will leave a legacy of success.
Thank you. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I am requesting everyone in the audience to please turn off their electronic devices or place them on vibrate. Later in the meeting, up to 30 minutes will be provided for individuals to address the board on matters concerning the operation of the Marion County school system or the school board only. Presentations to the board are limited to 5 minutes and are televised. If you wish to address the board regarding a regular agenda item or matters on which the board customarily takes action, you must first complete a peach form that is located in the lobby. If you wish to address the board regarding a public hearing or a student discipline matter, please complete a lime green form. These forms must be fully completed and received to the board clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. The procedures applicable for each are on a separate sheet. Good evening, Ms. Martinez-Young. Would you please call roll?
Good evening, Madam Chair. Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2.
Here.
Mr. Eric Cummings, District 3. Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4.
Here.
Dr. Sarah James, District 5.
Here.
Luke Lombardo, Westport High School.
Here.
Julia Slaughter, Vanguard High School.
Here.
Mr. Ben Whitehouse, Deputy Superintendent. Here. Mr. Jeremy Powers, School Board Attorney.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. Good evening, Mr. Whitehouse. Will you share with us who's going to give the inspiration and pledge this evening?
Thank you, Chair. Happy to do so. While Ms. Connor is coming up to the stand, our Executive Director of K-12 Academics, we have two very special guests from Reddick Collier Elementary. Are here to share a special treat with us tonight, so we're excited to have them. Thank you, Ms. Connor.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Good evening, Board Chair and school board members. Mrs. Beck, our Director for Early Learning, is also here, but she's without a voice, so I'm happy to step in for her. It's my pleasure to share with you this evening to introduce Ms. Nicole Lambert to the podium. Ms. Lambert, along with her paraprofessional, Terry Crawford, have worked together for 21 years at Reddick Collier Elementary. Together, they make great things happen for voluntary pre-K students every day. I'm proud to share that Ms. Lambert's VPK class from the 2025 school year earned the highest performance metric score among all participating public schools across the state of Florida. This remarkable achievement is a testament not only to Ms. Lambert's dedication and skill, but also to the commitment of VPK educators throughout our district. Together, she and her paraprofessional represent the hard work and excellence of all of our VPK classrooms. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Nicole Lambert.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Connor. Good evening, Mr. Whitehouse, School Board Chair, and school board members. Thank you so much for having me. For the last 21 years, I've had the privilege of working alongside my incredible paraprofessional, Terry Crawford, at Reddick Collier Elementary School. And everything we've accomplished in VPK has always been a true collaborative effort. We are so beyond proud of our former VPK students. Last year, those young scholars wrote a book entitled Be the Star You Are, which is our classroom motto. And these students truly lived it every day. Their story celebrates courage, hope, and perseverance, that even when faced with our most challenging days, we can reach for our dreams, learn from our mistakes, rise stronger after every fall, and keep moving forward. Its message is universal. Believe in yourself, stay resilient, and keep on climbing. I'd love for you to hear their voices and listen to their story on how you can be the star you are, and I hope their words inspire you as much as they have inspired us.
Be the star you are.
Written and illustrated by RCEVPK.
Dedicated to all of us. There'll always be one person who might not believe in you. Let that person never be you. I will shine with a light that's bold and bright. And reach for my dreams with all my might. I work hard, think with my head and with my heart, because every small effort is a powerful thought. I'll believe in my journey, and I'll believe in my spark. Even when my days feel heavy or dark. Mistakes are the stepping stones under my feet. Each one is a lesson, each one a beat. I'll dream of great mountains, oceans, and skies. I'll set goals like the stars that shine in my eyes. I'll work through the struggle, the stumble, the fall. I know the climb is worth it. I'll be stronger through it all. I'll keep asking questions and learning each day. My courage, my voice will show me the way. I won't fear the hard work that lies ahead. I want to go far, and I know each step you take shapes the star you are. I am a wonder, a dreamer, and a flame. A story of hope and promise with a beautiful name. I'll stand tall, shine proud, let nothing get in my way. I'll be so brave and kind, and I will light the way. I'll keep reaching, keep rising. I will set the bar so far, and I'll always remember and say to myself, be the star you are.
Let's give all our shining stars a great big hand. And what brilliant stars they all truly are.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and one republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Well, that was a wonderful way to start our meeting. At this time, Mr. Whitehouse, you have some special recognitions for us.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, if you look out in the audience, we have a lot of incredible students here that we'd like to recognize and some hardworking staff members as well. So we'll start off this evening with Ms. Kathy Audi, our Coordinator for Career and Technical Education, to recognize some of our students that made it to nationals this year.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Good evening, Board Chair and school board members. Tonight, I'm excited to recognize some of our students who competed at career and technical events this summer, all at the national and international level. So we have FBLA, HOSA, and some Skills USA students here for you. I'm going to start with the FBLA, the Future Business Leaders of America competition. They were in Anaheim, California this summer. From Vanguard High School, we have Michael Rabe, who placed 7th in Introduction to Business Communications competition. And I'm not sure if he made it here tonight, but we also have Rashid Shah, who competed in website design. Next, I'd like to recognize our students who competed at the International Healthcare Professionals Competition. From Bellevue High School, we have Kylie Dexter Ward, who placed 8th in life support skills. Jessica Avalos, who placed 5th in speaking skills and received the Barbara James Service Award. Jonathan Reyes, who placed 8th in CPR First Aid, and their advisor, Ms. Sarah Glisson, is here with us tonight as well. Representing Bellevue Middle for HOSA tonight, we have Sophia Lal and Roshni Vishnagara, who placed 3rd in the Health Career Display Competition. We also have Sophia Rosario, who placed 3rd in Prepared Public Speaking, and their advisor, Ms. Huggins. Representing Westport High HOSA, we have Alejandra Caban, who competed in Mental Health Promotion. We also have some students here tonight representing Howard Middle HOSA. They are now all currently Vanguard students. We have Isham Patel, who received 9th place in Health Career Exploration. And Vijay Singh, who received 10th place in Extemporaneous Poster. Representing Vanguard High School HOSA, we have Afaini Chukwu, who competed in Behavioral Health. Hallie Marshall, who competed in Respiratory Therapy. And to close out the HOSA recognition for us, we have Gabrielle Javalona, who received 1st place at the international competition in dental terminology. Moving on to our Skills USA students, they competed this summer at the National Skills Competition in Atlanta. From Bellevue High, we have Isaac Hildebrand, who competed in additive manufacturing. Sharon Ballesterios and Isabella Lukarik, who competed in robotics automation technology. Mason Sudal, Stephen Kaspari, and Mason Larkin, who competed in automated manufacturing technology. Natalie Congleton, who competed in electronics technology, and their advisor, Dale Toney. And to close out, our last Skills USA recognition is from Marian Technical College. We have Miss Beverly Rose, who received a gold medal in job interview skills, and her advisor, Donald Ray. We're so proud of all of these students and their accomplishments.
Wow, I just have to say I am speechless. The amount and the variety of awards and accolades that you all have achieved is just remarkable. So if you wouldn't mind holding on just a second, the board wants to come down and celebrate your accomplishments with you, all right? Oh, yes. Principals, will you please join us?
And very quickly, I missed Jason Wutzler, who also competed at the Skills USA competition.
Yeah, all the people on the back row, the short one.
Everybody's going to look this way. This may be most people. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, a couple more. Look this way. Stay right where you are. But look up on the stage. Look up this direction. We can see faces this way. This would be a fun picture. And here we go. Great, thank you. Yep, face out, please.
It's also hot in here.
About 3 more times.
Those are not the easiest steps either.
Yes, sir. What's that? MTI, Mr. Whitehouse is ready. We've got something else and then MTI. MTI's next, after that. Ready?
All right, next up, if we can have Ms. Wantanisha Morant, our Executive Director of Human Resources, come forward. We are going to recognize some of our staff that pulled off a monumental task over the last few months.
Thank you and good evening, Deputy Superintendent Whitehouse, Chair Conrad, and board members. Tonight, I am excited to celebrate some of our outstanding Human Resources team members. Before I begin, though, I would like to take a brief moment of personal privilege to thank Dr. Brewer and Mr. Whitehouse for their support in allowing and encouraging us to recognize our operations staff for the vital work that they do to ensure every student's success. We are truly one team, one mission. In 2023, Florida Statute 1012.315 was amended to state that beginning in 2025, the Agency for Healthcare Administration, or AHCA, shall determine the eligibility of employees. While the transition to the clearinghouse brought many important benefits, such as greater efficiency, the ability for multiple agencies to share background checked information, and real-time updates on criminal records, it was not without its challenges. The Human Resources Department, specifically our Professional Practices and Employment Services divisions, had to act quickly to ensure the new process was in place within just weeks for new hires. At the same time, many current employees with approaching expiration dates needed to be re-fingerprinted on a very short timeline. Thanks to the dedication of these two divisions under the leadership of Mr. Brent Carson and Mr. Chris Carlisle, the district met the state-issued deadline for new hires and successfully re-fingerprinted more than 1,400 current employees in less than 2 months. To minimize disruption, staff traveled to school sites to complete the process. The remaining 5,000 current employees are scheduled to be re-fingerprinted by the end of this fiscal year. I am deeply grateful to this team for coming together to complete this critical work, all while continuing to deliver the professionalism and customer service that our employees and applicants expect. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Brent Carson, Director of Professional Practices, and Mr. Chris Carlisle, Supervisor of Employment Services, to recognize the team members who made this transition a success.
Good evening, Board. I do have the pleasure of introducing the folks from the Professional Practices Department that made the work happen as far as our current employees. They printed over 1,400 people, and as of now, we've been out to more than 20 different schools to capture the other 5,000 people, so we are well on our way. So I would like to introduce these folks, and I will start with our clerk typist, Jamila Curtis. Our clerk specialist, Shayla Higgins. Our confidential secretary, Laura Halcomb. Our special investigator, Dr. Gwen Lindsay. And our special investigator, Tyson Collins. Now I will invite Mr. Carlisle.
Good evening. I have the honor of working with an incredible team in ESD. Several of them are here tonight. Teresa Brady, Personnel Specialist Lori Burton, Personnel Specialist Annabelle Garcia, Personnel Specialist Hannah Stusky. Assistant Records Manager Cheryl McCall. Clerk Specialist Patrick Menjivar Campos. Clerk Specialist Sharon Santini. And a quick note about Miss Santini, she was a clerk specialist with us over the summer helping with this rollout, but she is now an art teacher at Liberty Middle School. We're really excited. And Confidential Secretary Christine Ventura. And our Director of Employee Relations, Dewana Gary.
So this really represents some of our staff because all of our Employment Services Division, all of our professional practices, and everyone else in Human Resources definitely contributed to this work. So we just wanted to give another thank you for the work that is done with the team and by the team behind the scenes to ensure that every student succeeds. We are truly one team, one mission.
Moran, I just, if your team would turn around and face it this way for just a second. I just feel this is a really special moment. One, I love one team, one mission, and that you all are coordinated in blue. I can feel the vibe. We don't always get the opportunity as board members to recognize the people that are doing the day-to-day work. And so I just want to tell you thank you. Listening to those numbers, I know that's a challenge. I've been in your office. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of work that you all have done, you've completed, and that you still have to go. So thank you for the work that you do, and we'd like to come down and celebrate with you. Okay.
Let's see. Here, let's just do this. We'll just make it easy. Everybody face this direction. And there you go. One, two, three, hands at your side. There you go. 1, 2, 3, one more. Stay right there. Great, thank you.
Okay, our next recognition this evening, as you all know, on our consent agenda tonight, we have the renaming of Marion Technical Institute, and so we would like to take this opportunity to recognize that team. So I'll ask Mr. Chad Frazier, our area superintendent for Region 2 over at Marion Technical Institute, to come forward, please.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Good evening, board chair and board members. It is my honor to introduce the naming committee for Marion Technical Institute. This group has worked diligently to bring forward recommendations for the school's renaming, and I want to thank them for their time and thoughtful service. The committee members are as follows: Ronald Jones, Marlene Lopes, Catherine Hall,
Come on down.
Eric Howard, Laura Wright, Dania Mercado, Dejan Mills, Sabrina Thrower, Edwidge Nunez, and James Pugh. We are grateful for their commitment and the important work they have done to ensure this process reflects the values of our schools and our community.
Okay. Mr. Jones, we're so excited about your team spirit too. So you already have a logo, you've got shirts, there's signs in the audience. We're just so excited about this new step in Bridgeway, educating our young people with that need some extra love and care. And we are thankful that you all have stepped into that space to do it. So with that, we'd like to come down and celebrate this with you. So hold on just 1 minute. I was, yes. He's key called them.
Yeah, he's getting them.
And I'm like, oh, maybe that's supposed to help.
Everybody take 3 steps to your left. Get you away from that TV screen. If you'll scooch together, I really can get everybody. Everybody's looking right here. 1, 2, 3, couple more. Stay right there. Right there.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Great job. Okay, Chair, this is our last one of the evening, and this is a very special one that we would like to recognize some amazing teachers from Shady Hill that stepped up when the need was there. And so we'd like to ask Ms. Keinert, our Area Superintendent for Region 3, to please come up and introduce our guests.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Good evening, Board Chair and school board members. Tonight, we have the privilege of honoring the fast and swift response time of 2 amazing teachers and their amazing health clinic assistant at Shady Hill Elementary School. I would like to thank each of them for going above and beyond and putting the needs of their students above all else. I would now like to introduce Dr. Streeter McAllister, principal at Shady Hill, to share about the heroic actions of these incredible educators.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say, as the principal of Shady Hill Elementary, I am super proud of these individuals. One team, we are definitely that, and I would now like to introduce you to that team. Miss Esther Rodriguez, first grade teacher. Ms. Frances Lopez, first grade teacher. And Ms. Maraka Johnson, our health clinic assistant. On September 12th, there was an incident in the classroom nearing the end of the day, and these ladies stepped into bravery. They reacted quickly to ensure that this student was safe and sound. And her mother and the student are here tonight, Mrs. Rodriguez. And she submitted a letter to Board Member Thrower. And so right now, she'd like to come and read that letter for everyone to hear. Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Annalise.
Good evening, board members. First and foremost, I want to thank God for his protection over my daughter during the recent incident. Just like Dr. Struder McAllister said, on September 12th, I received a phone call that my daughter was choking, and they had to perform the Heimlich maneuver on her. And I just thank God that she is here with the quick action of this staff. I also want to express my deepest gratitudes to the teachers, staff, and the nurse who acted so quickly and courageously. Because of their immediate response, my daughter is alive and well today. So often we hear and see stories of terrible things happening in schools across the country. Tragedies that break our heart and leave parents living in fear. But tonight, I stand before you grateful that in the midst of what could have been a tragedy, we witnessed something different. We witnessed compassion, training, bravery, and love for our children. As a parent, I cannot put into words the depth of appreciation. These individuals stepped in without hesitation, and their actions turned a frightening moment into a powerful reminder of what is good and strong in our schools. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for valuing the safety of our children and for showing us that heroes are right here among us.
And I'd also like to introduce my assistant principal, Ms. Maria Cabrales. Without her, I could not do what I do every day. Ms. Cabrales, come on up, please.
So we do have our own hometown heroes right with us here today. And so I too am just really grateful for your quick thinking staff and this positive outcome. And so we want to come down and celebrate that with you. And thank you all for the work that you do and the children that you put first each and every day. So thank you.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and a couple more. Let's do a high one. What do you say? Here. And 1, 2, 3. Anybody else? Right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Whitehouse, for those special recognitions. We have a little bit more good news to share. We're moving on to the recognition of donations. $2,000 to Mission Bus Brigade from Marion County Tax Collector. Employee Fund to support Mission. Bus Brigade is providing school supplies to students in need in Marion County. So thank you there. $1,100 to the Families in Transition Program from Hazamubaka Patel to assist in providing school supplies to students in need in Marion County. And I apologize because I believe I struggled with that name. $1,840 to North Marion High School from One Blood Incorporated to support North Marion High School's HERO One Blood Scholarship Program. $1,500 to Bellevue Middle School from Reed Orthodontics to support Bellevue Middle School's robotic club or class. $1,500 to Bellevue Middle School from Contractor Supply of Central Florida Incorporated to support Bellevue Middle School's robotics club. Thank you for all of those generous donations. Mr. Whitehouse, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chair. I recommend approval of the agenda for the September 23rd, 2025 school board meeting with the materials in the board packet. Those materials distributed to board members at the meeting and the audio recording included as part of the official record of the meeting with the exception of items D27.1, D27.2, and D27.3 that have been placed under discussion, regular agenda items, and items C23.1 and C23.4 that have been completely withdrawn from the agenda. Also, C23.6 has been pulled and placed under discussion, pulled agenda items.
Thank you. May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
So move.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
That was Dr. James. Oh, second too?
Yes, sorry. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Ms. Martinez, would you please provide the proof of publication?
The notice for the September 23rd, 2025 school board meeting ran in the Ocala Gazette on September 12th, 2025. The proof of publication has been attached in board docs under proof of publication.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the August 12th, 2025 school board meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Thrower. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the August 14th, 2025 administrative briefing and work session? May I have a motion? Thank you, Reverend Cummings.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Thrower. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the August 21st, 2025 administrative briefing and work session?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. James. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Good evening, Attorney Powers. Will you please explain the rules governing persons who wish to address the school board this evening?
Good evening, yes, and thank you. In compliance with Section 286.0114 of Florida statutes, the school board has adopted uniform procedures for public speakers who wish to speak at this evening's meeting, either regarding one of today's agenda items or a matter relating to the operations of the school district. These procedures will ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures is available from the table in the lobby. Public speaker forms are also located on the same table. The completed forms were due to the school board's clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. This evening, speakers will be called prior to the business portion of the school board's meeting in the order of receipt by the school board clerk. Before you begin speaking, please state your full name for the record and spell your last name. Each speaker will have 5 minutes. However, if there are more than 5 persons who wish to speak, the board may seek to consensus to limit each speaker's time to 3 minutes. When the speaker has 1 minute remaining, the speaker will receive a visual notice to complete his or her comments. Speakers may not yield their time to other people. Speakers and meeting attendees are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Therefore, verbal attacks and profanity are strictly prohibited. The board is here to listen to your comments only. You may be directed to an administrative staff member following the conclusion of your comments for further assistance to address your concerns. If there are matters dealing with student discipline, including expulsions, they'll be scheduled at the conclusion of the televised portion of the meeting. Parents may address the board regarding a disciplinary matter at that time. To ensure student privacy, please, only a parent or guardian may use a student's first or last name. Identifying references to other students or their families are also prohibited. A speaker's speech does not reflect the endorsement, sponsorship, position, or expression of the school district. Thank you for your attention to this board's requirements. Madam Chair, that concludes my explanatory remarks.
Thank you, Attorney Powers. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have 2 speakers. Kai Avery Jones Montalvo.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Kai. I'm 11 years old, and I'm a Cut Different member. My last name spelled is Montalvo. And I want to start off with how Cut Different has helped me and the community. Cut Different has helped with so many things like trash litter, picking up litter, and helping the community in so many ways. It has not only helped the community, but me and my brothers. It has not only helped me with my benefits, it has helped me with my benefits. I'm gonna skip that, but
It's okay, take your time.
Cut Different has helped me with my benefits academically and socially. It has helped me to speak and be confident with my words. Cut Different has helped me to, get my quietness out of my head because I've always been quiet in some point of time. Public speaking wasn't really my thing, but now I'm just speaking now. I just want to be honest, I love Cut Different because it helps the community in so many ways possible. It has helped me in the community it has helped our community with confidence, braveness, and physical strength. I just want to say thank you to Cut Different because it is really important to my life, my structure, and the ways it has helped me. I just want to say thank you to Cut Different for helping me and my brothers.
Ms. Gloria Montalvo.
Good evening. I'm Gloria Montalvo. That's my son, Kai. I'm a parent of a Cut Different mentee. We've been a part of the program for 2 years now. I'm also proud to serve this county as a 911 dispatcher. I just heard about this meeting a few days ago, and I thought it was important for us to show up and support a program that has impacted my life and many others in such a positive way. It's helped with structure. First off, I want to say that, like I said, I've been dispatching for 9 years. I've seen a lot of issues with our youth. I've taken countless emergency calls. If you live in this county, then you know we've experienced some tragedies at high schools and the active shooter situation we had at the mall last year and around Christmas time. It touched my heart, and it was apparent that it was just a negative experience in the city that I felt really, I took personally. To see a community to come together, to see an organization step into these schools and step into the lives of the parents and adults and children that make up our society has been a very positive experience. It's something that I always thought in the back of my head we needed. It was very apparent in 2020 during COVID that our students needed some guidance and
help with their identity. When they all went home and started doing virtual schooling, it was very apparent. I don't think many of them were aware that we could see things they would type and erase, but we saw it, and we did a very good job at meeting them where they needed help. And it's takes a village, and I think the more the merrier. I'm all for an organization that's gonna meet you where you're at and meet these children where they're at and get in their head and teach them how to step into their identity and not fall into the curiosities or misidentification or just misinformation. This program helps with the way they articulate themselves, the way they process their emotions, the innovations of AI, the universities that we're surrounded by and all their programs that they have to offer. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to that program, thank you to you all for hearing us out, and I wanted to show support. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll have a public hearing for the student progression plan revisions. May I have a motion to adopt the 2025-2026 student progression plan revisions?
Motion to approve?
Thank you, Ms. Thrower.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. James. Mr. Whitehouse.
Thank you, Chair. The 2025-2026 student progression plan revisions will reflect the changes in legislation in order to be in compliance with Section 1008.25 Florida statutes and Board Policy 5410 to clarify language concerning student progression in Marion County.
Thank you. I declare a public hearing. Is there anyone present who wishes to address the 2025-2026 student progression plan revisions? Okay, seeing none. Board, is there any discussion? Okay. Let's go ahead and call the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Moving on to informational items. Central Warehouse awarded Pyramid Paper Company DBA Pyramid School Products of Tampa, Florida, on bid 4102AH, classroom supplies for Central Warehouse, term contract, due to tariff and manufacturing price increase. The Central Warehouse awarded Interboro Packing Corporation of Montgomery, New York, as the primary vendor on bid 4108MF, healthcare supplies for Central Warehouse, term contract. Interboro Packaging Corporation informed Central Warehouse staff of a manufacturer and tariff increase on August 7, 2025. The secondary awarded vendor for these items in United Sales USA South, LLC of Coral Springs, Florida, which also has a manufacturer and tariff increase. Item 10.2, price increase for bid 4108MF, healthcare supplies for Central Warehouse term contract. All right, with that, we will move on to the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda items C12.1 through C24.1, with the exception of items D27.1, D27.2, and D27.3 that have been placed under discussion, regular agenda items, and items C23.1 and C23.4 have been completely withdrawn from the agenda. Also, C23.6 has been pulled and placed under discussion pulled agenda items. May I have a motion? Thank you, Reverend Cummings.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. James. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to student disciplinary matters. Before addressing expulsion matters, I wish to acknowledge that board members have received the alternative placement list for students through August 20th, 2025. Ms. Martinez-Young, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 26-004E for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and for the first quarter of the 2026-2027 school year? May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. James.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 26-006E with off-campus virtual learning for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and the first quarter of the 2026-2027 school year? May I have a motion? Thank you, Reverend Cummings.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to discussion, regular agenda items. May I have a motion to approve the grant award, Marion County Hospital District?
Motion to approve the award.
Thank you, Ms. Thrower.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Mr. Whitehouse, you have some information to share with us regarding this item.
Yes, Chair, thank you. I'll ask Ms. Connor, our Executive Director of K-12 Academics, to provide some brief remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Good evening again, Board Chair and board members. Tonight, we request your approval of the $561,000 grant award from the Marion County Hospital District to support the continued work of the Fitness and Nutrition in Schools team, lovingly known as FANS. Through FANS, the Marion County Hospital District has built a strong and impactful partnership with Marion County Public Schools. By increasing PE engagement, promoting healthier snacking, and introducing school gardens, this program is teaching students the importance of caring for their bodies. I'd like to share a few highlights from the work of the FANS team made possible by this partnership. With 18 hydroponic FANS greenhouses in our secondary schools, FAN works directly with food and nutrition services and our agriculture teachers. Students are now exposed to healthy, colorful, fresh produce by their own classmates. This collaboration has raised awareness of healthy eating by putting fresh vegetables directly into students' hands at lunchtime and has strengthened our shared farm-to-school initiative. Last year was an incredible year for us. Every secondary school contributed, harvesting over 9,000 pounds of produce, with more than 4,000 pounds served directly in those school cafeterias. Additionally, raised beds are, or will be by the end of this week, up and running in all of our 33 elementary schools, where students participate in hands-on nutrition education through planting projects. Through PE, FANS has provided resources to enhance those classes and support active movement. With heart rate monitors, teachers can track and compare physical activity, while students monitor their own progress as well. This not only improves students' health, but also equips PE teachers with tools to design and implement effective activities. 618 students participated in FANS clubs last school year. This involves monthly peer-driven wellness initiatives on our middle and high school campuses. In addition, the Mayor's Fitness Challenge included 27,970 of our students who participated. Our health educators continue to provide valuable lessons on the dangers of vaping and smoking through the Too Good for Drugs curriculum. Last year, fifth grade participation increased from 1,313 students to 2,562 students, and eighth grade participation increased from 2,941 students to 3,556 students. Supportive enforcement cases moved from 205 students to 233 students. We're proud of these achievements and the momentum they create for the future. Jessica Cole, the Vice President of Community Health Programs from the Marion County Hospital District, she's here with us tonight, and she will also join our Food Services Department at the November 6th work session to share additional successes and continued plans for this initiative. We're grateful for the ongoing partnership with the Marion County Hospital District and look forward to continuing this work to benefit our students.
Thank you, Ms. Connor. I'll open it up to the board for any conversation. Yes, Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Connor, for presenting the information. I remember a day whenever this item actually was just in the consent agenda, and I remember it being very important to us as board members that we start highlighting the amazing work that is being done with the money and resources coming from the Marion County Hospital District. And that award has continued to increase year over year, and we continue to see wonderful results. Our students are benefiting for sure, their fitness and their nutrition, all the things that you just mentioned. It was amazing, all of the results. And so I'm grateful to the board, again, that this is not a part of the consent agenda, but we give it the credit that it is due every year, and we vote on it individually. So thank you again to the hospital district, the staff, and the board who continues to choose Marion County Public Schools as an awardee because all that you do really is helping our students succeed. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Dr.
There's
James?
not much left to say on that one. Board Member Campbell covered it all, but it's great to have you here, Ms. Cole, and great to have the continued partnership that we continue to amplify, because if we don't tell our story, then someone else certainly will. So we all feel it's very important to amplify the great things that are happening in our schools and the partnerships that we're so blessed to have. So thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Thrower. Dr. James?
I was going to say ditto. I'm grateful that we have community partners through all facets of our community, doing all different types of work, willing to give their time, their money, and just really prioritize our students throughout Marion County Public Schools.
Thank you. Mr. Lombardo?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for coming to represent this amazing program. I think that fitness and nutrition are very crucial in the development of kids of all ages, and I think that its implementation is very important. I have been involved in FANS since middle school, and just being a big part of my life, talking about fitness and nutrition, I think that it's super important. And I just had a question. Do you know any information on how this could possibly work in conjunction with the HOPE programs that are or classes that are already implemented in schools? Because I was just curious, because I know that at Westport it is a club, but I was just wondering if it was also going to be implemented in the HOPE classes that are already implemented in high schools.
Yeah, and the FANS team works directly with the PE teachers, which would include those HOPE teachers. So we are fusing in different partnerships already, and I'm certain more to come.
Thank you.
Right. Anything else? Okay. I too just want to say thank you for the vast array of things that this gift gives to our students. Just not the awareness of health and the opportunity to try new things, but the physical activity, but also you mentioned vaping and the awareness of that. So just really grateful. Thank you for this partnership. We are just lucky to be a part of your mission. So thank you so much. Any further comment? We'll call a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you so much, Ms. Connor. May I have a motion to approve the stand agreement with Girls on the Rise, LLC? May I have a motion? Thank you, Reverend Cummings.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Thrower. Mr. Whitehouse, you have some information to share on this item.
Thank you, Chair. I will ask Mr. Rembert, who's our area superintendent for Region 1, to provide some brief comments on both D27.2 and D27.3, which are similar items.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehouse. Good evening, Board Chair Conrad and school board members. The agreement with Girls on the Rise will serve a total of 45 female students in grades 3 through 12 at Fessenden Elementary, Legacy Elementary, and Bridgeway Academy. Through that program and collaboration and communication among students, school staff, families, and mentors will foster a supportive and inclusive learning environment. The program is expected to improve academic performance, attendance, and social emotional skills, while also reducing disciplinary infractions. The agreement with Cut Different will provide school-based empowerment service to 75 male students in grades 3 through 8 at Fessenden Elementary, Legacy Elementary, Lakeware Middle School, and Oakcrest Elementary during the 25-26 school year. Approval of this agreement is expected to result in a reduction of student discipline infractions, improved student attendance, increased academic engagement, and promotion of overall student success. The principals have identified both these parties as being able to assist with what we're looking at in our three-prong approach this year as our goals with our schools to address early warning system data, particularly behavior, improving the attendance, and then making sure that our students are able to be ready to receive the high-quality teaching and learning and instruction that they receive in their classrooms. All students that are mentored will be monitored for each site on the data dashboard so that a comprehensive view of student progress that includes grades, attendance, behavior, and testing results can be easily found and pulled for review at any time. These two organizations will have their own tracking mechanisms as well. They both have metrics that they want to use for goal setting this year, for the reduction of discipline referrals and improvement of their students' attendance, as well as students showing growth on state assessments and local assessments. Title I funding will be used by one school to pay for this agreement if approved, and the Unified School Improvement Grant funding will be used for all other schools to fund these services.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rembert. Board, I open it up for discussion. Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for coming to represent something that is so important. I had not heard about the Cut Different programs and the other program, the Girls on the Rise program, prior to this, and I think that these are two very important programs. I had actually done some research and looked at the Cut Different website, and something that it recognizes is the 3 E's, and they are energy, effort, and empower. And it also recognized the importance of guidance, attention, motivation, and education. And I think that this is something that Marion County has done a great job to recognize and to really focus on with their students, especially looking at the guidance, attention, motivation, and education parts of it, because I think that the most important thing and the most crucial thing that you can do for the development of a child is to really focus and put as much attention on them as you can. Because if you are not doing that, then the child will not feel seen and will not try to persevere in as much as what they're doing. So I really do think that what these programs are bringing forward is crucial to the success of students, and especially the student that came and spoke to the board. It was really awesome, because just being able to see a student so young and to come up and articulate his thoughts and what he had received from this program, I think it was really amazing, and I just wanted to recognize that and to say thank you to everyone involved in this.
All right, thank you very much. Anything else further from the board? Yes, Dr. James.
I just want to highlight the work that we're doing with not just these two organizations, but organizations across the district that are coming in partnership with Marion County Public Schools to help every student succeed. The work looks different with different organizations. And what I know is that ultimately, if we can meet every child where they are and help grow them where they are, and to go off the kind of theme of this morning at Winding Oaks Elementary, where we were having the dedication, help them plant roots and spread their roots exactly where they are and grow and flourish, I think our goal will be met. And so how we get there looks different for different types of students, and these two organizations represent a type of student that looks and works differently than other students, and meeting them where they are and helping them grow and succeed, to me, meets our vision and mission of Marion County Public Schools.
Thank you, Dr. James. Anything further? Yes, Ms. Thrower.
I'm always happy to vote yes on these programs, and it's because I've seen it for myself. You know, being out in the community and being in church, you know, with kids, and being at community events where I've had the pleasure of being met and greeted and seated by members of Girls on the Rise, hearing the testimony of students in Cut Different. I'm a big fan of your social media pages, and I love the fact that our students are getting the opportunity for the exposure trips, especially, because if you don't get a chance to see it, feel it, hear it, touch it, then it has really no relevance. So I am very supportive of these programs. Another thing I know is that as an adult, when you're really passionate about kids, that's where you put your energy. You put your energy directly into the kids. And it is so nice to have an organization that has things like data dashboards and that can partner with you to make sure that all of the bases are covered on the organizational side. You know, we all bring strengths to these partnerships. And what I have witnessed over the last few years is the evolution and the sophistication of these programs, how you put them together, and how we support you in doing that. So I'm ready to vote.
Okay. And I would just say, ditto to what my fellow board members have said, one of my favorite things about Cut Different particularly is the reach that it enables these students to have, the students that you mentor, not just from helping get them to school, helping them with their academics, helping them with their speaking ability. That, Jamie, is incredible. I wish I had you as my mentor as a young person. Just phenomenal things. And I also love the extracurricular piece that other board members have mentioned, not just your field trips, but also some of them are showing up with you early, very early in the morning to join the Run Club downtown. And so I too very much appreciate your social media presence, help share the message and the work that your teams are doing every day. So thank you for that. We appreciate you. I am thankful for this partnership. Is there anything else from the board? Reverend Cummings.
Testing. Madam Chair, I do want to thank both of these organizations. All of you have said some great things about Girls on the Rise and Cut Different. I want to thank them for a different reason. Growing up in that community and seeing that they recognized that there was a need, that there was a gap, that there was something that was missing, and to realize that somebody had to step up and do something different. So I want to thank both Cut Different and Girls on the Rise for being that having that mindset to want to change something and not just keep talking about it, but to actually put some legwork behind it. We are seeing truly a difference in what they're doing in the community. That young man that got up and spoke tonight, he was real good when he got off the paper, Gilmore. He was real good when he got off the paper. And Pastor Gilmore, you know, that's what we like to do. We like to get off the paper. And he did it. So I'm commending him tonight for that. So keep doing what y'all doing. I know oftentimes it can be frustrating when you're doing good work, but know that when you're doing good work, you're going to have obstacles. So keep going over the obstacles and keep doing the good work. So thank y'all.
Any other comments from the board? Okay. Seeing none, we will call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes 4-1. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the standard agreement with Cut Different Incorporated? May I have a motion?
So move. Second.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings and Ms. Thrower. Is there any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Motion passes 4-1. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the MCPS Facilities Master Plan fiscal year 2026 through 2030? May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Dr. James.
Second?
Thank you, Ms. Thrower. Dr. James, you've pulled this item. Would you like to have some additional conversation?
Yeah, just briefly, specifically, and we talked about this in the work session, looking at the athletics PDF that's uploaded. It gives grand totals for the work being done across the entire school district. This board member wanted to make sure we put into record that we are equitably distributing these resources, making sure that all schools are getting storage buildings, bleachers, scoreboards and shot clocks, concrete for buildings and bleachers, power for gyms and metal buildings, tennis, pickleball court additions and resurfacing, and then a rubberized track at Westport High School, with those other resources being equitably distributed to get them all to the same starting place. And it's not exactly specified here. It does say that, you know, they're all going to get it, but I would like at some point in the future, seeing as we're doing most of this work internally, the board's not going to see a lot of documents come our way because we're handling it internally. And so I would love to see a slightly deeper dig into just how much we're spending at each high school, because they all have different needs. Some high schools have tennis courts already, and some have no tennis courts at all. And so just to understand how much we're truly spending of this $2 million at each site, I think would be something that I would request as a board member, and I certainly wanted to make sure we put it into record tonight.
Thank you, Dr. James. Any further discussion on this item? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, board. We'll now move on to meeting reminders. Tomorrow, September 24th, is an early release day. Students, please go to school. We want to see you on Wednesday on those early release days. There is a school capital outlay surtax oversight committee meeting scheduled for September 24th, 2025 at 4 p.m. here at MTI. This year's legislative delegation meeting is scheduled for October 1st at 11:30 at the Klein Center. Board, I believe Ms. Martinez-Young has sent out an extra message, so we can let her know if we will be there early to attend lunch. So if you'll just make sure and respond to that, I'd appreciate it. The next administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for October 2nd, 2025 at 9 a.m. On the same evening, October 2nd at 6 p.m., there will be a centennial celebration for Osceola Middle School. And with that, we'll now move into board comments. Ms. Martinez-Young.
No, Madam Chair, thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Powers.
Yes, ma'am. I reached out to the superintendent regarding some dates for our policy update. We need 2 work sessions. Those 2 work sessions typically have asked us to try to have a full day open, but that's difficult to achieve. I have 6 dates available in October, and I can either submit them all to you separately via email, and I can try to coordinate, or I can give you the dates now, and I mean, I'm going to read them off to you anyway, but question as to whether or not you wish to do it later or commit to those dates now. The dates are Tuesday, October 14th from 8 to 4:30. Wednesday, the 15th of October from 9 to 1. Monday, October 20th from 1 to 5. Tuesday, October 28th from 12:30 to 4:30. Wednesday, October 29th from 8 o'clock to 11:30. And Friday, October 31st from 8:30 to 2. Now, as you're writing those dates down, you will probably notice that nearly every one of those dates has something else on it as well, board meetings or other things. So those are the times that would fit within that time frame. I would suggest that since October 31st is definitely open and is a full day it's 8:30 to 2, that we try to all hit that one if possible. If not, you'll let me know.
Okay. Board Member Thrower, did you have a comment you wanted to share?
Only that it's worked pretty well from other entities when we've gotten, I think they call it a doodle poll or something, and it just helps stay organized and make sure that at least the majority of us are going to be able to attend.
I think that's wise, too.
Yep. I vote for an email.
Okay, me too.
With like a deadline of Friday or whatever. I mean, we can have
all
fast
chime in.
turnaround. Yep.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Is that all you have for us today?
I believe that that's all I have for now. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Mr. Whitehouse.
Thank you, Chair. Would like to say welcome to our student representatives. They've served with us before, so we won't read their bio again, but welcome to Luke Lombardo, Ms. Julia Slaughter. We're really excited to have you guys engaging with us, and you really bring a very good dynamic to this board, so thank you for participating.
Thank you.
We got to spend this morning at Winding Oaks Elementary for a dedication ceremony. Ms. Tracy Crawford, the principal, did a fantastic job, and the students there were a wonderful touch. I'm glad that we were able to wait and really see that building alive with students. And a reminder that next Tuesday at 8:30, we'll have the dedication for Ross Prairie Elementary as well, and we're excited to go view that school as well. Starting tomorrow, we have our Ocala Film Derby kicking off, so if you get a chance to bounce around, we've got lots of activity happening over the next few days. It's a great opportunity for our students that are interested in film production to be able to engage in this challenge and engage in workshops. So on Wednesday, they have the opening reception. Thursday, we have some workshops and keynote speakers for the students. Friday is the actual Derby Day downtown, so if you get a chance to bounce downtown and see the students in action, it would be great. And then, of course, Sunday, we're going to do the screening of all those films that afternoon, so hope to see you all there. And then finally, this Friday, our Leadership MCPS group is coming back together again. They're going to be visiting North Marion High School and Spar Elementary all day. So we're really excited to be able to engage with the community in this way and showcase some of our schools as we help them learn more about what we do here in the school system. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Whitehouse, for joining us this evening.
Pleasure.
Okay, Mr. Lombardo.
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to serve here again. I think that today was different than my first time serving for the fact that I think that everything that was brought forward today really emphasized the mission of Marion County and what we have to offer. And I think that if I could just emphasize some words that are in the mission. The first word is together, and I really think that everyone that was recognized today really had that spirit. As we recognized, they had shirts, they had posters, they were really together. And I think that what Dr. James had emphasized before, the idea that there is so much to offer and opportunities that create diverse pathways for all students that really focus on what those students have to offer individually. And the last part is personal excellence. And I think that that really emphasizes everything that we stand for as a county and what you all stand for as a school board. And I think that really everyone that came forward today focused on that personal excellence and focusing on the needs of individual students and just really acting together as a unit. And I just wanted to say thank you again for the opportunity and for the ability to represent my school and this county.
Thank you so much, because we are very lucky. We feel very lucky to have you giving your time for our meeting. So thank you for coming and for providing very impactful input. So thank you very much. Ms. Slaughter.
I just wanted to thank you guys for the opportunity to be here. It's an honor to represent Vanguard. I just have one thing that I want to mention regarding teachers transferring schools. I feel like it's unfair to both students and teachers that teachers aren't allowed to tell students that they're transferring schools until right before they leave, which is usually their last day on campus. And students who are sick or absent that day aren't able to say goodbye to their teachers. And I'm bringing this up because recently my math teacher, who's one of my favorite teachers, ended up leaving my school for a higher position in another school. And she knew this was happening for weeks, but was only able to tell us on our last day with her. And because our last day with her was on a Thursday, my classmates and I were able to kind of figure things out and get gifts for her to make her last day special. So we went on Friday and gave her gifts at the end of the school day, but kids who had her last on Friday were unable to do this and kind of were just like shocked with the news that she was leaving and didn't really get a chance to give her a proper goodbye. And I just feel like students should be told that a teacher is leaving them like at least a week in advance so that they can make good use of their last few days with the teacher and kind of make that special and give them gifts or letters or whatever they want to do to kind of make the teacher's last few days at that school special.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your input on that item. Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. Thank you to our student board representatives. I love you guys being here and just like watching you grow up, like all the things. I see the moms out there and all the shout out to the moms in the audience. So thank you again for your comments. And Julia, that's actually a pretty good recommendation. I don't know how we work that out, but I think that that's something we can explore, Mr. Whitehouse and Dr. Brewer when she's here. So however we can work that out. I do have a few things this evening, Chair. First of all, in the consent agenda this evening, we had a perfect audit, College Park Elementary School, and I want to say a happy retirement to the secretary, Christine Boycelli, who had multiple years of perfect audits and then retired this summer, but this was a perfect audit for College Park for last year, so it would have still been her audit year. So just shout out to that, and College Park, kudos to them for a perfect audit. Earlier this evening, we also voted on the mentoring contracts, and while I chose not to speak during the votes, as I have spoken a lot of times on these issues through the years, I wanted to explain my nay votes. First of all, this was the first time that Girls on the Rise is going to be introduced into our district for pay, and the field trips and morning run clubs that were mentioned are actually not what we pay for or what we voted on tonight. Last week, I received a call from one of our retired administrators who asked me about the academic progress these students had been making who were a part of these paid-for mentorship programs. He explained when he was a principal, every decision he made to spend money had to be backed up with academic data, because after all, that's how teachers in schools are graded, on academics. So that's why we all received data from Mr. Whitehouse last evening and again today, actually just before the meeting. And frankly, when I made the request, I didn't know what the data was going to show, and I hoped it would have been better. However, with less than half of the students participating in the one mentorship program that we've been paying for several years, less than half of them are improving their academic scores to proficiency Less than half are proficient. I cannot justify the dollar amounts we've been allocating to the program. Therefore, that's why I voted nay. Don't get me wrong, mentorship is incredibly valuable. Several of us here on this board participate in Take Stock in Children, and myself included, we serve as mentors. Dads on Duty continues to progress. The ROC program continues to provide resources and people in our schools. Dare to Be Great at Howard Academy continues to impact young girls' lives, and the SKIP mentoring programs continue to see positive results in our schools, all currently at no direct cost to the district. I know mentorship works, but to my knowledge, no other district in the state pays for mentorship services, and the majority of the students who have been mentored through these programs are not reaching proficiency or significant learning gains within a year. I will continue to vote no on paying for these services. Another item we voted on this evening was the job description change from Director of Community and Government Relations to Director of Strategic Partnerships. Dr. Brewer and I had multiple conversations about this because I continue to believe a staff person needs to be a liaison with other government officials and offices. However, all of those requirements have now been removed from the staff level, putting the primary responsibility on us as elected leaders. While we can continue to do that for the district, if we want to continue to make impacts on the state and even national level, we may need to rethink that strategy. To that vein, last week we had a wonderful meeting with Representative Yvonne Hayes Henson, and this week we have a meeting scheduled with Representative J.J. Grow. Next week, as Chair Conrad has already mentioned, it will be the legislative delegation meeting, and I continue to thank our school board members and everyone's continued engagement with our legislators. Today, I reached out to our federal leaders for some help on an issue we're having with construction, and I'm hopeful they will be able to assist. I made those contacts through the FSBA federal lobbyist, who is also working to set up a meeting for me with a congressman's office about a federal earmark potentially for 2027. I believe it's not too early to start building those partnerships and conversations, and I also believe it's not too early to start talking about the potential for repurposing the current Lake Weir Middle School campus into an early learning academy on the south side of the county. Perhaps we schedule a work session about it if there's consensus from the board, but it would be helpful to know how much we might need to do that type of renovation on that campus. I'm not sure if the board is in consensus on that thought, but our data shows the need. If we planned early for a state appropriation request for 2027, a federal earmark request for 2027, as well as began working toward private donation fundraising, I believe that could become a reality without much impact to our existing capital budget projects. Speaking of private donations and capital, after having more time to process the impacts of not having a track and field facility at Booster Stadium, I believe that needs to be a greater part of our conversation there. During our work session, I quickly dismissed the prospect, and I'm not certain that I was correct in that approach at the time. I've now shifted my perspectives on it, and I believe for Booster to be the best possible revenue-generating facility, we need to consider what all will set it apart and set that site apart from anything else in our county, and that includes an exemplary track and field accommodations. A couple of other things, the FSBA Advocacy Committee meetings have now been scheduled for the third Friday of the month at 9:30 in the morning. While I participated in that conversation yesterday, I am not our board's chosen representative or the alternate. So if that time doesn't work on the calendar, please ensure that someone from Marion County can be there because there will be votes happening in that meeting. Also, with the FSBA Joint Conference coming in December and 2 board members no longer being in FSBA, I didn't know about the board's full participation this year, but please know it's going to be a wonderful conference with dynamic speakers and presentations. Finally, as I wrap up my comments, today we had a wonderful start to the morning at Winding Oaks Elementary School dedication. It was truly a beautiful and inspiring event as we heard students offer a joyful noise and honor the foundation and roots embedded deep for the success of that school. It also made me reflect on the event that happened in Arizona this weekend, memorializing and honoring Charlie Kirk's legacy. Putting all politics aside, though the engagement in politics was a part of the story, the entire event live streamed on national news sites across this country was focused on the Lord Jesus and Charlie's love of Jesus Christ and his desire for more people to know him. I heard our vice president say he had not spoken so much about the Lord in his entire public servant life as he has since the death of Charlie Kirk. I heard a Democratic political commentator, Van Jones, on CNN say how much he had always disagreed with Charlie Kirk, but realized the day before his death, Charlie had actually reached out to him on X to see if they could schedule a sit-down for a conversation as two professional, passionate people should. I read one young lady's account on X who does not practice Christianity, but she said she was in awe of the true celebration of life and no fear of death, the fear her religion professes. The Spirit was present and Jesus was honored and glorified on Sunday. I say all of this to say, it's time for us Bible-believing, faith-filled Christian elected leaders to stand in support of student-led movements to celebrate faith and healthy debate. From this school board seat, I support students pursuing starting Turning Point USA clubs and Jesus clubs on campuses if they want to, in addition to what we already have. I also support our students and staff's support and declarations in wearing red on October 14th in remembrance of a life well lived who was killed for his words. October 14th is also a school board meeting day, so I intend to wear red in support myself. Finally, when I consider the role God has placed me in, and that he's actually placed all of us in, because as Romans 13 explains, all authority comes from God, and those placed in authority have been instituted by God to be there. As I close with this parting thought, after all the things I've mentioned, I'm standing firm on Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Excuse me. Dr. James.
Thank you. Good evening. I will be rather brief. I want to again recognize the work of VPK at Reddick Collier. There are parents who drive very far to get to VPK at Reddick Collier and participate in that program. I have some family members who were able to go through that program themselves and all speak so highly of the work that's done there. And so I want to make sure we give recognition and praise there. Speaking of the North End, it is also homecoming week this week, so Leadership Ocala is going to have a full experience as they visit North Marion High School on Friday, because if you have been on a high school campus on a Friday of homecoming week, you know it is a show. So I am excited for Leadership Ocala to be able to, and MCPS to be able to come and see the full experience of a Friday high school homecoming, and we should encourage them to stick around for the homecoming game and what my daughters like to call the princesses that will happen during halftime. So it's always a highlight. And finally, I will just touch on, I continue to have a greater focus. Data is so important, and I am a huge advocate for having data-informed decisions. And I think it's going to be incredibly important as a district as we continue to expand our efforts and really digging into data, that we get whole sets of data, look at the whole picture, and then look at that qualitative data as well as quantitative. Because sometimes there are things that are captured that are not a data set, but we're looking at a whole human, we're looking at a whole child's experience, we're looking at some of our surveys that have qualitative data, and really digging into truly what is the meat and potatoes of what we're trying to capture. And I look forward to us being able to continue to have data-informed decisions. Finally, I will echo Dr. Campbell's remarks about Booster Stadium. The conversations, obviously, as they always do, have continued far past the public meeting, not between the board members, but between the community and us each individually, I would imagine. And I did make the recommendation in the board meeting or work session for us to have a second session already in the hopper. And one of the things that I've mentioned to Mr. Tucker is when we get that second work session, that plan that's brought forward, I want to see a solution where we encompass all of the components that are required to host an FHSAA track meet. I don't think we should have a track that is really amazing that can't host a track meet and doesn't have all the components. And so I want the team to continue to problem solve. Ms. Slaughter and I were talking before the meeting, and I'm going to have faith that we can make it all happen. I'm going to have faith that we can keep CDL, we can have a stadium that meets all of the expectations and serves, and then also has an opportunity to serve our community in a variety of facets. So I'm going to maintain that faith, and we'll kind of see how the cookie crumbles. But I am excited for the further discussion and how we can trim the price down, engage the community, fundraise, and really figure out how we can make it happen for the community as we work together as kind of masterminds. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Janes. Reverend Cummings.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members. I'm grateful to hear about the continued conversations that we started last week on Booster Stadium. I think some folk may have heard bits and pieces or sound bites of our conversation and felt that it was a done deal, that everything was set in stone, when they may have missed the important part that we said we wanted further conversations concerning Booster Stadium and what it could possibly look like and what it could possibly be. We did not walk away from the table last week with anything written in stone, so just for the community's sake, there will be further conversations concerning whether we have a track, whether we don't have a track, whether the CDL program stays there, whatever. There's going to be conversation. I ask that those parties that have an interest in what happens at Booster Stadium, that they come to those work sessions and that they give their input, not after the fact, but give their input while we're having the conversations. I do believe that this community is giving enough, gracious enough, that we can work through anything and we could possibly work out all the things that this community may need. It may not be a 10,000 seat stadium, as we said last week, but I think we can make things happen because this community knows the needs it has. We would love to see, I won't say we, I'll say I would love to see the track. I would love to see the CDL program continue. It may not be there. It may be somewhere else. But whatever it is, we'll work it out. I believe that this board has the willingness to work it out. So that conversation will continue. I want to applaud the video that we started the meeting off with those young stars. To me, they're the stars of tonight. They're the ones that make this meeting, for me, really good. To hear those young BPK kids, whether they were reading it or whether they were reciting it from memory, they did an excellent job. And I wish they were all here on tonight, those kids, because those are the ones I would have loved to have taken a picture with on tonight, those kids, because it was, the video was great. I was like, this is where we want to have all of our young kids. This is where we want them to be confident enough that they can read something or say something and put it together. I thank all of those that are working with those kids to do that, and that just shows the abilities that children have. Someone once said, never underestimate the power of a child's mind. These kids are brilliant when given the opportunity, when put in the right environments and given the right spaces. They can do great, great things. So I'm grateful to that, and it just kind of, I'm going to piggyback and close with this. It just lines up with what we saw this morning. We were all at Winding Oaks Elementary for the dedication ceremony, and it was moving for me because I saw kids that traditionally may not have stepped out of their comfort zone do something that they were confident in doing. From the safety patrols that were on the program to the young kids that read their letter to us, that was brilliant. To the student course, they were awesome. They were awesome. And so I want to commend Ms. Crawford and the entire Winding Oaks family for what they did and what they're doing on a daily basis in making sure that our kids are ready for moving on and doing the next thing. And to our mascot at Winding Oaks, Thunderstrike. I'm not a horse person.
Yep, come on.
Mr. Rohr, Mr. Rohr, I got on that horse before with you all.
Moses
a
was
couple
your
of times.
man.
Moses was my man. Moses was right speed for me. So I'm hoping that the next time we do the Black Stallion Project, they don't surprise me with a horse named Thunderstrike, because me and Thunderstrike will not be together. So, but it was truly a great morning, and I just want to commend our student board members. You guys come to the table and you bring a wealth of information from a different perspective. Our eyes are older. It's been a long time since we were in high school, a very, very long time, except for Dr. James.
The rest of us, yeah.
The rest has been a long time since we've been in high school. So things have completely changed. High school is not like it was when we were in school. And so I thank you for bringing that fresh perspective. And because I can remember when I was in high school, I saw things differently than the adults that I dealt with on a daily basis. And my perspective mattered then. So your perspective does matter. And thank you for bringing that to the board table. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Ms. Thrower.
Thank you, and boy, I sure hope I don't miss anything because there was a lot going on tonight. A few things kept popping into my mind, and the first one is, and I just wrote this down based on what Board Member Cummings, or Vice Chair Cummings was just saying, that, some things do change, but a lot of things stay the same. And one of the things that stays the most the same in my mind is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And there are those of us that have a very strong and vocal outward faith, and there are those of us that have a more of a quiet inward faith. But in the end, it's our words, our deeds, our actions, how we treat each other that makes the difference. And I am really proud of our school district every day. But tonight was especially poignant. The mom that had reached out to me from Shady Hill, Ms. Ocasio, and sharing about the choking incident that she had with her daughter, and that, people didn't think about, oh, should I? They just did. And those are my kind of people. Mr. Carter, principal at Fort King, there was a little bit of a ruckus there the other day, but I got to tell you that it got handled. It was witnessed by community members, so complimentary, and just pulling it all back together, and how our district staff just jumped right in to help. And, things are going to happen, strange things are going to happen, but it's what you do next that makes all the difference. And the next day, right back at 92% or better attendance, the train was right back on the track. So, when you have an organization of this size with so many different competing things, you got to keep it simple, I think. And that's what kept resonating to me tonight, that from our youngest kids, you can learn so much from a small child about what's really important and how much more alike we are than we are different. That to me is something that I continue to carry as a motivation to continue to do this great work that is such an honor. And we will always walk away from here thinking, well, was there a stone that was left unturned? And that's how I'm feeling about Booster. We opened the conversation. Vanguard is in my district. Since touring Vanguard very thoroughly almost a year ago, I thought to myself, what a gem this property is. There is so much that could be done here, but there's never been the coordinated effort. Money is always been an issue, but when you learn the history of how we came to own Booster, The intention was always for it to be a community venue. And I can't help but think that the grants that we received for the CDL program would continue to be very well spent if there were giant buses full of kids driving over them for all of these different events. It would be good to have some strong pavement. And as I reflected back on that work session, fortunately, Mr. Smallridge and I go way back, have been work colleagues for a long time, and his door's always open to all of us. I mean, he's just that kind of person. And so I went down, and it was a twofer. I had a chance to tour Marion Technical College, see the new aviation program and welding and just all the incredible career and technical education opportunities that we're offering now, and had a conversation, a little bit more about the possibilities for Booster, the opportunities, the potential barriers, because there's always going to be those. And I have to say that I walked away just feeling so grateful that it wasn't a beginning and an end conversation at our work session the other day. That was just for openers. So I am excited for the continued conversation. I continue to be very certain that this community is very united in a very large scale to see some great things happening at that space that it was always intended to be. And yes, we have to keep our mind on our money and our money on our mind, but we're also very committed to providing opportunities for all students. So I welcome the continued conversation. I welcome the continued emails of community support. I welcome what it's going to look like to have a true capital campaign to bring this to life. And I have no doubts that we're going to be able, to get this done. Speaking of that, in the end, whether it's a direct cost to taxpayers or an indirect cost to taxpayers, we are all still taxpayers, and we are all still paying taxes and spending money to try to offer as many opportunities so that no matter who the student is, they have their best shot at getting the education that they need, want, and deserve, so that when they walk out of here, the investment that we made is going to pay off in the community and not in the prison system. So I am open to supporting as many innovative, passionate, rolled up the sleeves, hands-on, side-by-side with kids as the community is willing to bring to us to support. I do also want to say that the data that I was provided with regarding the Cut Different program, and it's very true that Girls on the Rise, for the first time, will be financially supported by us, but they have been partnering with us already. And, data can tell one story, and it can also tell another story. And it was hard for me to determine with the data that was shared with me, well, what was these kids' baselines? If we did our grading on a true grading scale, 90 to 100 is an A, I don't think there'd be one district in Florida that was an A district. And if a kid that was already at a level 1, a very low level 1, and completely disengaged and causing trouble behaviorally, the fact that they have made the progress as I saw it is pretty commendable. I would rather put the investment in while the pool is shallow, rather than much later when the kids are already over their head and so much harder to reach. There's never going to be a right answer. I think that in the end, it's all about doing unto others as we would have them to do unto you. So that concludes my comments for tonight. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Thrower. And Board, I just have a few items to say and then a few things to share. It's been a while, but something that's important to me is to recognize our staff. And so as I look out in the audience, all the recognitions have been complete, and we have a small group of people here with us, and I just want to thank them because we've been at many activities and many events over the last couple of weeks, and you all always show up And so I just want to thank you. I feel like you work 24/7. I don't know when you sleep. And I just want to commend you on your dedication to making sure that our students have what they need and our staff have what they need. So thank you for your commitment to Marion County Public Schools. I also want to offer, Mr. Whitehouse mentioned the Film Derby. If you haven't been, it's a really great experience. Coming from Dr. N.H. Jones, we at one time had a very large digital video productions program. And even with my littles, my first and second graders, we were making movies and productions. It was a great experience. And one of my favorite things about being a board member is seeing all the wonderful and great things that our students do and the vast opportunities that they have for experiences. And so I just encourage you, if you have a minute, to stop in. It really is a great event to see the amazing things that our middle school and high schoolers can do with digital productions. I too want to thank Ms. Crawford for the program, the dedication program that she invited us to be a part of this morning. It really was a wonderful experience, and what a great opportunity for the students at that school. Under her leadership and the support of this district, just really looking forward to seeing the great things that come out of that school. So thank you again, Ms. Crawford, for a wonderful way to start the morning. I just wanted to remind you, board members, that to complete Attorney Powers evaluation is due at the end of the month, so just a quick reminder on that. I also wanted to share with you that I spoke with Dr. Adams from HYA in our superintendent search, and we are planning to have our first presentation for the work session on October 2nd. And so that will be about an hour. It will be first thing at 9 o'clock, and they plan to be here in person. And so we've been going back and forth. I wasn't sure we were going to get everything we needed for our publication date, but we did. And so Ms. Martinez-Young and I will be getting together to make sure that's posted in a timely fashion, and look forward to that conversation. I wanted to also share, this goes along really with the supporting of our staff, our great team. Our first town hall went very well. When we were at Lake Weir Middle, is it last week? The days are running together. It was last week. We had a good turnout, great conversation. I just look forward to the next one. And I really just am renewed this evening. The one team, one mission that we've recently adopted really has brought a lot of camaraderie to our school staff. And so the morale is so important as our teams go to work each and every day, because the work is hard. You know, we were able to hear and see from several of our teams, our district teams this evening, but the same challenges our principals and assistant principals face each and every day as they go and show up to school. So anyway, just want to thank everyone and acknowledge that I personally enjoy all of the team spirit, the camaraderie. Let's get this done together. And so I'm just looking forward what is to come. And so with that, if there is no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn? Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, and this meeting is adjourned at 7:24. Thank you, board.